I would. I just got too much to do tonight.
Back on the ideas I forgot I even had to finish. A few months ago, I decided to do a top 10 for every character alignment you see in media, and see who is considered the best out of those alignments. And I have only done one.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So, might as well get back on that idea, and now focus on any neutral good characters in the animated spectrum. A lot different than our lawful good counterparts, neutral good considers any character usually in between complying with laws and also rebels against the unjust, as long as it benefits the greater good. Whether they're passively or actively doing an act of kindness in their heart, not bragging about their good deeds, or just doing it without the laws to do so, a lot of characters fall under this category. Some examples of a perfect neutral good character are usually a pacifist, the humble hero, and the heart of the crew, if there is one. And of course, I got a great amount of characters that qualify for this list, with a few honorable mentions, so let's not waste any time here. Here are my picks for the top 10 neutral good animated characters. I think a safe pick when looking at these certain characters are usually the main protagonists that happen to be 12 years or below. Now, not saying every kid is a perfect little angel, that is a downright lie. But when it comes to Disney shows, most of them are very obedient with a little bit of tricks up their sleeves too. And I think a great example of this is our favorite Dorito chip triangle boy Phineas.
Are you sure about this?
Relax. We haven't missed yet.
Really?
Yeah, you're our first passenger.
What?
Honestly, I could include Phineas's brother Ferb here as well, but Phineas shows a lot more emotion and, you know, actually talks more than 10% of a usual episode, so it's just him. There are a lot of things that make Phineas neutral good. His blind obedience to authority always comes to mind, even when that certain authority is someone they admire or respect, like his older sister Candace.
Well, I guess we could...
Just do it! And don't interrupt me.
Wow, she's good. I'm gonna have her plan my wedding. Ferb, make a note.
Also, quick tangent here, anyone just felt annoyed by how much Candace wanted to bust Phineas and Ferb for their inventions? Like, every episode she does this. True snitch in my eyes. But, on the other hand, she does have a point. Phineas and Ferb have been building machines that have been defying the laws of gravity, but these machines are also very hard to build and can be considered dangerous in certain scenarios. But Phineas is a smart Dorito. He always gets his building permits and blueprints from handlers while also avoiding zoning laws, as his inventions don't usually catch the eye of others who feel they're breaking the law because they built a huge ice cream machine in their backyard.
Say, aren't you a little...
Young to be using titanium plating and an industrial arc welder? Yes, I am.
Phineas, along with his brother and his friends, are generally rule-abiding kids with no rebellious side, and just like to have fun with building new things throughout the long 104 days of their summer vacation.
So, do I know romance or what?
What?
I said, do I know romance
I heard you.
Like I did previously with my lawful good animated characters, I don't want to overload this list with a ton of superheroes, because that wouldn't be fun. Now last time, I put Batman as lawful good, which does seem weird to include him on that list, but it was the 1992 incarnation of Batman, which has a moral code in that adaptation. So, for this list, who on earth would be considered the best neutral good superhero? Maybe Superman? I guess, but it also seems like he has a bunch of morals he follows. How about Spider-Man, an all-loving hero who needs no introduction? But instead, I'm sticking to the DC universe and going for one of the fastest superheroes alive, and one that could probably outrun the cops.
Hey, Bats! I think you dropped this. Whoa, where have you been all my life?
Flash in general is a pretty good guy all around, but the Justice League version of Flash is my pick for the best neutral good superhero. While not also being the fastest man alive, he's also the friendliest member of the Justice League as well. He is willing to generally help everyone, and I mean everyone, whether they actually appreciate it or not. I mean, if the Ezra Miller Flash had to try to save me in a dangerous situation, I would take the danger easily. But back on track, Flash really has that down-to-earth personality, and his approachability is what makes him so popular. In this one episode, he and Batman are trying to confront this villain, and Flash actually manages to talk Batman out of using the infamous Jack Bauer interrogation technique. He usually got all the information out of the villain by just having a friendly chat. He even got him to turn himself in.
James, you're off your meds, aren't you?
What? What the fuck?
A pretty important character, not to the Justice League, but for all around good people in animation.
You're a bigger fool than I thought.
Oh yeah? Well, you're... naked!
Alright, let's head into Canadian animation. one of the most popular Canadian shows out there. Total Drama has a ton of characters that can fall into many alignments, and a lot of characters do fall under neutral good here. From the likes of Antisocial Gwen to multi-personality Mike, there's a lot to choose from, but I'm probably going to choose the most basic pick here imaginable.
We're gonna get eaten alive by a bear! Oh, the horror! Somebody help us! I want my mommy!
Who doesn't love Owen? Well, a lot of people actually, but that's besides the point. Owen fits the pure good personality well. His lovable traits actually manages him to make friends with pretty much every contestant he has ever competed with, from the likes of other good characters like Trent and Lindsay, to more cautious characters like Noah and the devious Duncan. He's just so friendly, and his lack of red flags make him great. He's optimistic towards even his enemies like Alejandro, and doesn't see him as bad eggs. Owen strikes good terms with everyone, and it doesn't seem surprising that he won the first season of Total Drama Island.
Yeah, baby! Hey, what can I say, Chris? I'm so psyched!
Anime has a ton of these kinds of people, especially in their protagonists, and any shonen anime will definitely have their heroes with this alignment as well. And who to include on this list than the most popular shonen protagonist around. It's everyone's favorite wishlist Smash Bros character that will never show in the game.
Oh, speaking of power-ups, when Bulma got hit, you sure went crazy, huh? My Bulma! That was funny.
Goku is, without a doubt, one of the nicest characters in the Dragon Ball universe. Full stop. Now, some of you may question me and would actually put Goku chaotic good. He's very aloof and lives by the warrior's code, but I don't really feel that way. Yeah, he rebels on occasion, but he's also there for his friends when they need him most. This is especially in check when Goku takes on Jiren after attacking his team.
The truth is, I ain't no hero of justice or anything else like that. But anyone who tries to hurt my friends is gonna pay!
It also helps that his kindness runs in the family, with his oldest son, Gohan, becoming a carbon copy of his father's persona, when he's not angry, that is. A perfect example of a shonen protagonist.
Now, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself properly?
Oh, right, properly. I am called Goku, your kindness, at your serving!
Alright, we just had a franchise that not only had a representative in the top 10 lawful good animated characters, but now for the neutral good characters. And with that franchise, we saw Optimus Prime show us how a lawful Transformer acts. And now, it's Bumblebee's turn.
Such stillness.
Anybody else smell fried circuitry around here? Get it? Fried circuitry? As in yours!
We're specifically looking at the 2007 series for this one. Bumblebee is a pretty impatient and impulsive Autobot, always thinking through actions while not giving a full thought. But that doesn't mean he isn't ready for battle, even if he tends to rush in with no thought process.
Stand still.
Forget stillness! We need action!
Funny enough, if we were in a different timeline, Bumblebee would be considered lawful good. You see, earlier in his life, Bumblebee was going to train for the Elite Guard, which is a lawful organization, but was left kicked out due to his disobedience.
Reach out! I'll grab you! You can trust this face, can't you?
But that didn't let him feel down, as he's still been consistently good with no bad bone, or I guess cog, in his body. He has committed some rash actions, but deep down, he has never obeyed any bad orders or has done bad things, and is willing to help out his Autobot teammates, especially Optimus.
Hi, I'm Bumblebee.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. I like my name.
And here, we have another big screen contender on this list. One of the most creative animated movies ever, the LEGO Movie really shows the importance of law and order. Lord Business wants main control as an evil empire, while our heroes are freedom fighters wanting to take back their creativity as master builders. Then there's Emmett, who kind of got into this mess by accident.
Well, hi there, I'm a cowboy. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot, 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 bullet, bullet, gun. Zap, 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 pow, zap, pow.
Emmett is your everyman living his everyday life until he fell into a huge hole and changed his life upside down. While sad he couldn't live his ordinary lifestyle, he's eager to trade it all after the corruption of Lord Business and his sinister ways.
Step 3, we break into Lord Business's office and we'll plunder his collection of relics for disguises.
Whoa! Is that fucking blackface, dude?
He's willing to let go of his plain and simple existence to help the Master Builders win their freedom back. Emmett also helps the crew with unique building mechanics, like the double-decker couch, to get out of sticky situations. Even an ordinary LEGO piece like Emmett can come a long way to be a pretty good aspect to the team. Okay, so remember when I said I'm gonna limit myself to one superhero? Well, I lied.
Traitor!
Forgive me for my sins. Yeah, the Flash is still a fairly decent superhero with his approachable personality, but I did kind of forget another neutral good superhero that fits this criteria. Now, let's talk Teen Titans.
What do you mean bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece?
I was going to include Robin, with his actions being morally on the flip side between lawful and chaotic. I mean, he is the leader of the group that makes sure they stay on protocol, but also goes rogue if the situation is more dire and feels the need to take it on himself.
Oh, hell no!
So instead, I'm going for the shape-shifting lovable hero, Beast Boy.
Beast Boy, perhaps you can communicate with them.
Nice dinos?
Beast Boy is the truest representation of the happy-go-lucky teen who does like to mess around with his team, but is very loyal when in action and taking down bad guys. He's a strict vegetarian, since he considers any form of meat to be cannibalism to his liking. I mean, he does transform to multiple different animals, so that's not surprising. He may be the clown of the group, and likes to slack off, but I think that's what keeps him away from the chaotic side of good, as his true nature to do what's right, and always has his back on his team. And why not have a little fun when kicking butt?
Identify yourselves. You don't need to see our identification.
If I was a Pokemon, I would probably be Poliwhirl or probably Poliwrath. I like both of their designs, with the Hypnotic Squirrel plus the dual type of water fighting is pretty neat.
We do not care.
This was a pretty bad segue to our next pick, but like, you should probably already know that it's a Pokemon rep anyway.
Hi, little friend.
Boy, what a journey our Pokemon trainer from Pallet Town has become. Spanning in his 26 years of training at the still young age of 10, Ash has finally won his last 2 of his championship tournaments, which finally feel earned. And that's not by also stating how he kept his positive attitude for the very beginnings.
And I hereby declare to the Pokemon of the world, I will be a Pokemon Master!
A young boy full of energy and determination, he left nothing standing in his way of being a Pokemon Master. And it helps that the friends he made along the way, to human companions to his own Pokemon himself, helped him grow and mature throughout the years. Yeah, he's naive and immature at times, but that doesn't stop him from being the best that no one ever was. He'll go out his way to help anybody, even if you wear an R on your shirt. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so back to Poliwrath. Usually if you have siblings, you'll easily recognize who's the troublemaker in the family and who is the family snitch.
Guys, I can't focus, I can't read, I can't get any of my work done with you guys making this racket about sibling dances.
Now the snitch isn't always like this though, as they're just trying to make the troublemaker see their ways and willing to help them grow more as a person. That couldn't be ever more than the middle child of the Simpson family, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa, may I borrow one of your colored pencils?
Sure, that's all you men do is take and take and take without regard to feelings or unicorns. Ugh. Here, take my lunch, too. Ugh.
Aside from her mother, Marge, Lisa really is the sane woman of the family, as her status of being a smart and intelligent girl coincides with her doing the right thing in her favor, much to Homer and Bart's dismay.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke!
Her moral standards tends to lean her towards certain subjects of interest, like going vegan when she thinks killing animals is wrong, sticking with jazz when she thinks it's an underutilized musical genre, and always trying to be the conscious for the family. Even though she tends to be neutral good for the most part, she also succeeds at following the law and rules that exist in Springfield, but will break them if it's the right thing to do, like her role in The Old Man and Lisa, when she declines Burns' proposal of sharing profit after he goes back to his evil ways.
I'm supplying it to them at a tidy profit, and not a single sea creature was wasted. You inspired it all, little Lisa?
She may be annoying to Bart's eyes as she lacks a laid-back, rebellious nature, but she's a shoo-in for a list like this. Before we get to our number 1 neutral good character, here are a few honorable mentions.
What's with you? Are you scared?
Of course not. There aren't really any zombies around, are there?
The gracious younger brother to Edward, Al has lost his soul to the art of alchemy and has since been living in a suit of armor. He's a kind and conscience-driven individual and always looks on the bright side of life, a different contrast to his chaotic brother.
Well, you know I can't say no to a face that cute.
That's why I use it.
Just try to stay out of trouble, Fizzy Frog.
Even though Ozzy is a demon, he's a fairly reasonable one at best. Being a top dog and containing one of the 7 deadly sins, his being lust, Ozzy is still pretty understanding and shows kindness to Fizz and even Blitz, but also knows when his hands are tied, being under Satan.
Listen, there's only so many lives I can give a damn about. Cruel. But that's the world our enemies gave us 6 years ago.
You know, you have to give respect to Mikasa for trying to protect Eren so much. With so much of his chaotic, grim energy he had, Mikasa has always had hope for him, even if she had to risk her own life for him. In a world full of giant titans roaming the earth, Mikasa believes in the greater good, and she's a great titan killer as well.
Well, Poof, it's you and me. And this is a great opportunity for your big bro to teach you the finer things in life, like goofing off.
This is a pretty controversial one, since Timmy gets more and more bratty as the seasons go on, but the earlier versions of Timmy Turner are pretty neutral. He at least tries to do the right thing, even if he has to find a loophole around it, without breaking the fairy rules. Even then, his fairy godparents show him the way of goodness anyway.
You know, the super secret deluxe special Naruto Uzumaki Rasengan, or whatever it's called!
I've become cautious of whether or not Naruto would be considered this or chaotic good. Because, I mean, look at him. But overall, even though he breaks the rules, he still respects the art of the shinobi, and does what's morally right when he does break said rules. And with that out of the way, let's get to number 1. It was pretty much set in stone who I wanted to be at the top of this list. Someone who abides all the good qualities of the character, who both lives by and breaks the rules together. And with a long line of these kinds of people dating back, our second current avatar of the series takes the crown.
Please, come closer. What is it? Will you go penguin sledding with me?
In my opinion, Aang personifies what it means to be a neutrally good character, complete with a friend to all living things, as well as being an all-loving hero throughout his lifespan. Aang has become a very plucky kid from the very beginning, but now holds more maturity after learning his status as the Avatar. Ready to restore balance of the world, Aang takes on the patience and willingness to master all 4 elements and treats every nation that they're worth a second chance. This is especially apparent after the defeat of Ozai. Aang instead strips away his powers from him and sends him to prison instead of finishing off like a normal hero would. Aang is truly something special and is deserving of the number 1 spot.
What did you do to me?
I took away your firebending. You can't use it to hurt or threaten anyone else ever again.
But what do you think? Do you think any of these characters deserve their spot on the list? Did I miss someone you feel should be here instead? Let me know in the comments. Next up will definitely be the chaotic good characters, so that will be interesting. But until then, see you next time.